Hey, all right. It's Saturday, October 22nd, 2016. You're listening to the Line Sports Talk podcast. It's week 7 of the NFL season already. Along my side today is both Pepper Jack and Joe Peeps. What's up, fellas?
What is up is right. Beautiful Saturday, good football going on, and I missed you guys last week. I was out in Cleveland having the time of my life, and I'm not sorry for it. But I'm here today.
No, we missed you. Truth be told, we missed you. It wasn't the same without you. It's week 7. We're almost to the halfway point of the NFL season. Some things are coming to the forefront and making a little bit of sense, and some things aren't. I want to get started right away and make this as quick as possible to deliver the information that you guys might need. We've, over the last 6 weeks, turned into 3 magicians, creating this illusion of expertise, but we're actually hitting a couple of them on the head. The fantasy stuff is going well. If you're paying attention, you're winning some games. You're winning a few bucks on DraftKings and FanDuel, and if you're not, then you're probably just pissing your money away. Let's get into it, man. I want to ask you guys a couple questions. Let's pay attention to the teams that are on the rise in the NFL. If you guys had to give me one team that you would think is on the rise, they're on the cusp of being great, of no longer being an 8-8 team, or just somebody who's about ready to break out looking at the season going forward. Pepper Jack, what do you got? Who do you think is that one team that's all of a sudden maybe hitting a stride?
I would have to go with the Dallas Cowboys. They're 5-1. They built an offensive line that is just amazing. They've got a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back who both look very special. My pick would be the Dallas Cowboys moving forward. I'm not certain what their upcoming schedule looks like. I know they got a bye coming up this week, so they're not going to lose. But, the way things are going with them, I think that they would make a huge mistake by bringing Tony Romo back as the starter if and when that day comes. But, I'd go with Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that Dallas is pretty hard to argue with. They've won 5 straight. That's a team. When they go 0-1, it was kind of limping into the season, and then they established Ezekiel Elliott as somebody. He's right now. He's your NFL Rookie of the Year without question.
Don't forget about that team. This should be the Dallas Cowboys slogan. It should be "Where's the beef?" And the beef is that offensive line that just punishes people day in and day in and out. I mean, I've seen teams. I watched them play the San Francisco 49ers a couple weeks ago. Granted, the Niners are garbage, but I watched this team. It looked like the Niners defense after a while wanted to lay down and cry with what was happening. I think a lot of those defensive players probably had to seek therapy after that abuse they took because it was just.
I think
it was something to behold.
You're very much right, and I think that's a good thing you bring that up because Dallas went in and manhandled bad teams, and I think good teams do that. Good teams will beat the snot out of a bad team. They won't just squeak by. Dallas runs the ball. Pepper Jack's right. That offensive line is ridiculous. Dak Prescott has got the luxury of having that offensive line and a great running back in Ezekiel Elliott. But Dak he's doing everything the right way, too. He's making good decisions. He's thrown 1 pick this season. Coincidentally, after he met Brett Favre for the first time, he might have rubbed off some turnover juice on him. But I think Dak's the real deal. Jack, you're right. You cannot bring Tony Romo into this lineup. You just no sense in it. Go ahead.
Sorry, man. Go ahead. Finish.
No, I'm done. Go for it.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking, there's that dark cloud that hangs over the Dallas Cowboys, though. It is what will Jerry Jones do to fuck this up? He might. He is that antidote. I will use this example right here. I know from maybe our viewers, I'm a huge Ray Donovan fan. There is a scene in Ray Donovan at the end of the 3rd season when they're going to take out the Armenians, where Avi and Ray are in the car, and there comes old Mick Donovan walking in there and screwing up their plan. And I bet that is Stephen Jones in and whoever else in the front office, and they see Jerry walking into that breakfast hall, and they're sitting there going, God damn it, he always fucks things up.
It's potential, but I don't think so. I don't think so at this point. This is too good of a team. Jason Garrett's got things going the way he wants.
No, I'm thinking if he takes Dak Prescott out and puts Tony Romo in a quarterback, they might lose that locker room. They have rallied behind that kid, Dak Prescott.
Will.
And there are players that have voiced their concern that say nothing against Tony Romo, but we're winning games. He said they could lose. That locker room could be in disarray if Tony Romo starts when he comes back.
I think so. Give me another team. There's one more team out there that I have my eye on that thinks these are potential contenders at this point. When I say contender, I mean there's a possibility they can run a table in their respective conference. Maybe win. I think the Atlanta Falcons are very much for real. That offense is really special. Again, back to what Pepper Jack said, you got an offensive line that keeps Matt Ryan upright. Atlanta's special. Two very good running backs, two-headed monster. Mohamed Sanu was a really nice addition for Julio Jones. Julio is superhuman and the best wide receiver I think I've ever seen in my life. He's really in that top 3 conversation.
I don't know. I think Jerry Rice is somewhere like, check out the numbers, man. Just check out the numbers.
It's way early for Julio. Julio to me is prototypical. And,
now, great. If you an athletic specimen, you might have a point. I mean, Randy Moss is up there too, but as far as just a total athletic specimen, I can see where you're coming from.
Thanks. Let's switch gears. Give me a team that's on the cusp, Jack. Somebody who there's a few what I don't know, rising stars, whatever you call them, but there's some things that are happening in the NFL special. Give me somebody, Jack.
What do you want me to do? Tell you who's. Go ahead.
There's a couple teams I'm looking at in the middle, but who's a team to watch? We've established that Dallas and Atlanta are teams that out of nowhere can contend, but who's a team to watch? Who's close?
I would think the Buffalo Bills are a team that's on the rise. They seem to Sexy Rexy seems to have them going in the right direction. I know they had a hiccup or two early on. LaShawn McCoy has just been a beast. I do know that he is out this coming weekend, and no word as to if that's just a 1 week or a 4-week injury. But that defense plays well. They cause turnovers. Tyrod Taylor, from what I'm gathering, seems to be a smart quarterback and knows when to hand the ball off in that option, knows when to run. So I see Buffalo as another team that's on the rise.
I'm with you wholeheartedly. I got 2 other teams. Buffalo is on the top of my list as that team on the rise. 2 other teams that I'm one of which I'm very, very undecided about because I think that they stink, but I also think that division's up for grabs, and I think that's the Washington Redskins. It's something, look, are they good? I don't know if they're any good. Could they pull a wild card in that division? Yeah, I think Dallas will walk away with it, so up for grabs isn't fair to say. But, look, you win 4 straight in the NFL, there's something to that. That's important and not easy to do. I think Washington could potentially be on the rise, but I also think that they've played cupcakes. They just haven't really handled anybody, so they're somebody that I'm going to wait. The team that I really am interested in seeing what they do is the Kansas City Chiefs. They were special off the bye week last week. They manhandled the Raiders in a sloppy, soaking wet Oakland.
You made a great point last week when you said it's dangerous to give Andy Reid coming off a bye week is like money.
He was 15-2 coming off the bye in his career.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, that's just preparation at its finest. And not to mention 2 weeks prior to that, the week before the bye, Pittsburgh embarrassed them on national television. I think when good head coaches get embarrassed on national television and have a bye week especially, that just sticks in their craw. And guys like Andy Reid don't forget about things like that. He's a pro's pro.
Andy Reid got himself a box of Swiss cake rolls and a pizza, sat in that film room and just camped out.
Yeah, he went to town, and look, they were ready. They beat the snot out of the Raiders. So I do think Kansas City's a team that's on the rise. Joe, you start this one off. Give me a team that's going to fall flat on their face.
Who is going to fall flat on their face? I think the Philadelphia Eagles. I think there was a star. I think Carson Wentz is showing that he's good. I think the kid will be good, but I think it's just not there. It's not there yet. And I don't think they have all the pieces in play there for him to really have a year. Like Dak Prescott fell into I'm not taking anything away from him, but he fell into a great situation. Great offensive line. Great run, good run, really good running back.
Could have benefited from that a little bit more. It's early, and maybe we prop Carson up a little bit too soon. But that Philadelphia Eagle team didn't look very good last week.
And I also want to say this: the Baltimore Ravens are a team that I've been saying has been overrated. They were a false 3-0. I don't think that team is very good.
Very good.
Good. that's another team. I'm sticking with that. I've been talking shit about the Ravens for weeks on this show now, and I actually think I'm right. They're not that good. They were fraudulent 3-0.
Yeah. I think that you're right, and the big team that I had on that scope was Philadelphia. I just don't think that they're for real. Defensively, they had a nice couple weeks, but 4 games does not a season make. So as time wears on, it looks like they might not be a very good team. And let's see what happens today with Minnesota. That's a real good football team. And if Minnesota manhandles them, you know who Philadelphia is, and potentially who Minnesota is. Jack, do you have a future bottom dweller for us?
I have no beef with Minnesota. That defense is very, 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 very good.
Jack?
Lemonade.
Delicious.
Iced tea.
I tell you what, I know that's completely off topic, and who cares, but that's a great commercial. Very clever.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
That's a good one, yeah. Well, I think everybody's pick to maybe go to the NFC Championship this year was going to be the Carolina Panthers again after being 15-1 last year. So I know they're 1-5.
Right.
I know they're pretty much dropped the ball on this season from the looks of it. I mean, I think the teams have turned it around, maybe winning 9 of their last 10. I don't think Carolina's a team to do that. So I think that they may have hit rock bottom here. Another team, and I'm sorry, unfortunately, Joe, your New York Jets. That's a team that I thought would come out of the gates strong this year, and they've been very disappointing, as you know. So I would throw those 2 teams at you as 2 teams. I know they're both 1-5. It's easy to say at this point that they're done, but I believe they're done.
Yeah. They're done. The only thing they're not done for is the chance to pick number 1 overall in the draft. I watched that Monday night game barely. I watched like 3 plays of that game, and I can tell you exactly how this is going to go. I'm like, this is awful. I might as well catch up on some sleep. I don't know what's going on internally or something. I mean, Todd Bowles even looks like he doesn't know what he's doing right now, and I don't get.
Yeah, he's not surprised by the ineptitude. He really looks like, well, this is what we're putting into it.
No, my dad brings up a good point when he talks about Todd Bowles, and I never really agreed with him, and up until maybe now, maybe he does have a point. He always said this guy lacks emotion, he lacks passion, he just seems so tranquil all the time. When we're a coach, sometimes I know Rex is a little bit over the top, but you need somewhere in the middle. Like, I don't think Todd Bowles. He's not really. I don't know if he's a guy that's going to motivate you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know. You don't know what they're talking about in the locker room.
I don't know.
I don't think they're a very well prepared team.
That falls on the head coach as well.
Yeah. So let's see if he keeps a job. I don't know. He might be the first to go.
Lemonade.
Delicious. Well, let's get on to the picks, man. Make it quick, make it move. Well, let's get started. Indianapolis at Tennessee. Over-under in that game is 48. Tennessee is the home favorite, laying 3 points. Jack, get us started.
Boy, I like what I've seen out of Tennessee the last handful of weeks. Indianapolis seems to have a little bit of firepower on offense. Andrew Luck, again, as I mentioned last week, has a propensity to make mistakes, either fumble the football or throw an interception.
Take his helmet off on national television?
Yes, but let's just be honest. They've got the best place kicker in the history of the NFL.
Sure.
When you got a guy kicking like that who can kick from 50 out, week in and week out, year in and year out, you're always going to be, when you got these 3-point games, as we see here, when you got a kicker like that, he's going to keep it close all the time.
Some people are blessed with the clutch gene, and he's one of them. Yeah, I know he's a kicker, but still, there's just something that boils through that man's vein where he just does not get scared of the moment. He thrives in it.
Called ice water.
To pick the game, I would go with Tennessee at home. I think Mariota is doing good things. I think Rashard Matthews is your sleeper, maybe your flex option in DraftKings this week. I think I called him out 2 weeks ago against the Browns, and he did score. I see a 23-20 game under the total, but hitting it right on the money, as Vegas always seems to do.
Yeah, they're pretty damn good at it. Joey Peeps, give me your pick.
I like the Colts in this game. I'm going to take the Colts on the road. This is one of these games. It's a division game. It's crazy. Anything can happen in these types of games, especially with that 3-point division spread, always favoring usually the home team. I don't know. I just like the Colts.